now time for the ad building portion of your ad creation process. As we move through the steps of the Ads Create tool, we move from the campaign objective through the ad set to the ad itself. Right now, I'm in the ad that I created for Two Trees Olive Oil. And you can see at the top, the ad name is Image. That's what I'm using. I'm selling infused oils, and then I have the date of launch. This is a naming convention I like. Feel free to use any. It's nice just to know what type of ad creative you have and maybe the theme of it. So when you're looking at your reporting, you can quickly pull out what image is what. Underneath, we have the identity, and this is really important. So this is linked to the Facebook page, Two Trees Olive Oil. And then if you have an Instagram account, you'd link it below as well. Underneath is the ad setup. So if I choose the down arrow, you have the option to use an existing post, and I love this. If you have a post that went viral or is performing really well, you can actually turn it into an ad, pay Facebook to serve it to even more people. It's a great way to establish social proof. And below that, you can use Creative Hub Mockup. So this is a tool that Facebook has used to help people create more dynamic ads. Below that, we're going to choose our format. We have the option to choose a single image or video, a carousel, or collection. Now, I recommend setting up an ad for each because we're all about testing. So we're in the ad set under cooking. We've targeted that interest. Now I can have 3, 5, 6, 10 ads, all using the budget from that ad set. And then I'm going to see in a couple days or a week which ad is obviously performing the best. Then I can turn off any ads that aren't performing well, and I can make more ads that are. Right now, I'm going to choose single image because for Two Trees Olive Oil, it seems to work the best. Now let's talk about the ad creative. This is where you get to select the media, the text, and where your ad is going to point people. Right now, the ad, because we have open placement, is showing up in 17 different locations. It says 18 on the right, but it's 17 or 18. If I choose edit, this is where I can change out the media, I can edit it, and I can also turn it into a fancy video. This is also where you're going to upload your image or your video so that it now is populated into the ad itself. So the media we see here is an image, and it's showing up on the right under the preview. Now, a quick hack is I find that this preview takes a lot of time to load, especially when I'm playing around with a primary text and adding in information. So you can always go ahead and select preview off, enter all your text in, and then when you want to see what it looks like, you can choose preview, and it won't take up so much bandwidth. I just find that it slows the whole process down. Now let's talk about our primary text. You can see in our preview here that our primary text is where, when you create a post, where your majority of your text shows up, right above the image. Here we're talking about Two Trees Olive Oil infused olive oils. And so we've been pretty creative with it. So enhance your dishes with our infused olive oils. We promise you won't be disappointed. Choose from our award-winning flavors. Basil, lemon, chili, and garlic are fan fave. Now remember, this is a prospecting campaign. This ad is for people that have never heard of Two Trees Olive Oil before. So we're introducing our product in a really interesting way. We're introducing it through imaging, and we're introducing it through our flavors. So we're letting people know the types of flavors they can expect from the infused oils. As we scroll down, I want to talk about the headline. It says optional, but it surely is not optional. I'm going to scroll down so you can see what I'm talking about here. I might open it up and expand. The headline is the Shop Our Infused Olive Oils. You can see how boldly that shows up. And even sometimes that catches my attention even before the description. So I want you to pay attention to that and try to craft some great copy. I'm going to X out of that. And we can see here that I've created a couple different headlines. Shop our infused olive oils, free shipping this weekend only, and 10% off all orders. What's great is that you have the ability to add in other options. This means that Facebook is going to try out all the different variations. They might try a specific headline with a specific description, with a specific call to action, and jumble them all together and figure out which combo works the best. I recommend maxing out the options if you can. Underneath that, we have our description. Again, this is optional, but sometimes if you don't have it, Facebook will automatically pull some text from your website and it might not make sense. So just be aware. When in doubt, fill everything out. So here we just say, we heart olive oil. I wanted to have another emoji. I wanted to keep it light. I didn't want anything too serious or too text heavy. Below that, we're able to optimize text per person. We have that enabled. It's a newer Facebook feature, so I can't really speak to how well it works. But below that is our all-important call to action. Currently, we have Shop Now selected, and you can see on our preview where it says Shop Now, that's the call to action button. You can also choose request time, see menu, sign up. There's a ton of different options, and this might be something that you test in your ads as well. As I scroll down, we're going to talk about the destination. So this is where we're going to send people after they click our ad. And we're sending people directly to the infused olive oil shopping page. When sending to a landing page, send them to exactly the location that they expect to show up on. Do not send people to your homepage if you're showing off products. They obviously, if they click it, want to see the infused olive oils. They don't want to learn about us. They want to see the infused olive oils. So give people what they want. Make sure that your website is very clear on what you're selling. Below, you're able to create a display link. So right now it shows up as twotreesoliveoil.com, but I could change it to something else. It's not really necessary, but again, make sure that what Facebook is automatically pulling, make sure it makes sense. Underneath that, I have the option to add an instant experience and a Facebook event. Now these are, again, going to depend on the type of ad that you're running. You have the ability to add different languages, and then below is our tracking. They're going to make sure that your pixel is installed correctly. It's not, it's a fictitious brand, but if you see these warnings on your ad, take action. Make sure your pixel is set up. The ability to build a URL parameter is really interesting. This is going to help you have more robust tracking, especially if you're using Google Analytics. It's something that the advanced advertisers, or if you're running a lot of ad campaigns, you'll want to take advantage of. And Facebook will help you build those URL parameters by simply selecting the highlighted blue Build a URL Parameter. I'm going to take you to our option where we can see all our previews. You can share a link. So if you're working with your team, you can share a link to the ads you've created. And you can also send notifications on Facebook, which is really an easy way to double check your ads and get people to proof them. I'm going to select View More Variations. So this is where I'm going to be able to play with the different headlines and the different descriptions and see how they work together. I'm also going to be able to view how the ad is going to look in the different placements itself, which is really great. So here, the second option, I can see Facebook feeds, looks nice and clear. I can see how it looks on instant articles. And then I can pull out and choose different headlines and see how that's going to look on the ad itself. Awesome. This section will likely take you the longest, right? You can add your campaign, do your targeting in your ad set, but the ad creative and the ad copy might take a little bit of time, and that's okay. You can see here, I'm working in a draft. There's no sweat. You can take your time, put everything in here, and publish when you feel like you're ready. Take your time coming up with some great headlines, brainstorming some great description text, and finding images that make sense. If you need to hire a professional photographer, it is absolutely worth the investment. So start pulling some compelling images for your ads, brainstorm different headlines, And if you're totally stuck, Google some competitors and see what they're doing in their own advertising space.